G'day, welcome to Brave Tarot you can trust. Today, I have a reading for someone who's in a situation they really, really want to get out of. And maybe you feel like you've exhausted every option in terms of thinking your way out of this situation. You're stuck in some way, and it's like multiple avenues and factors of your life have caved in at once. So, for example, say you're stuck in a location that you don't like, you don't have enough money to get out of there, and then on top of that, you're experiencing some kind of health problems. It's that kind of thing, that kind of pile up. And this feeling of complete overwhelm because you are spending your time trying to figure out a way to solve this riddle, right? But I keep hearing it's not a riddle to solve, and this is going to be a fucking this message is going to piss you off. But hopefully, it will take you to a place where you feel a bit more resourced or like able to, well, not necessarily escape the situation, but to understand or to calm these thoughts at least, right? Because we need to peel the layers off of this situation one by one, and the unnecessary layer of pain that you're experiencing is happening in your thought space. So we have to begin there. I keep seeing an ice box. In Australia, you call it an esky. It's like a box that you bring to an outdoor gathering that keeps the drinks cold. And it's like you're trapped in this ice box. And I'm also seeing like a cartoon image of someone with a swarm of bees, like black bees flying around their body. And so you're just this big ball of chaotic black mess. And then the icebox melts, the flies go on their own way, and you are left naked, but it's like a good feeling. It's like a grounded, completely cleansed, like you've been through a car wash, and now you're out the other side of it, and you just walk freely out of the icebox. And the alternative, which is what I'm seeing that you're currently doing now, which obviously makes a lot of sense, is you're trying to figure out ways to get out. Like say this icebox had a lock on it, and the lock was timed for 12 days. And all those 12 days, because you don't know that this lock has a timer on it and it's just going to let you out at the 12-day mark, you spend all of those days, every waking moment of those days, trying to figure out how to unlock this box, and you're using all of your might, you're exhausting yourself trying to get out of this box. But if you knew that on the 12th day this box was just going to pop open and you'd be free, what would you do with your time in that icebox? That is the question. What is this swarm of flies actually invigorating in you and clearing you of? Because although this is a message you would hear a lot, this situation you're in appears to be, it's like a grindstone. You know, when you sharpen a sword, you use a grindstone to do that. This is the stone. And as whether you like it or not, this situation you're in is strengthening you in some very particular ways that are stripping you of old selves that you don't resonate with. There's an essence about you that emerges from this process that is no bullshit and that is simplified. It's clarifying your signal somehow. And the real question that Spirit is really pointing to right now is, if you knew that there was a set date for your escape and that you had nothing to do with that, how would you actually utilize this time? Or even worse, or even better, if you knew that you were destined to this situation for the rest of your life, if you knew you were going to be stuck in this exact, what feels like a trap for the rest of time, what would you manage to do? What would you build? Would you take up a particular hobby you've been putting off? Would you write every day? Would you draw? Would you give up on something that you are putting all of your force and effort into? What I'm kind of seeing, especially if this, I mean, most likely this is financial, it's like this situation of constriction is giving you a very minimal number of options, right? Opportunities. And you're overwhelmed because you're seeing your whole potential as a human in this life. And you're associating the situation you're in right now with your complete potential. And so you're seeing all of the options that aren't actually there as genuine opportunities. I know this might be hard to hear. I can feel the response to that being like a hostile, like a flare up, but let me say it again in a different way. Say right now you're in a situation where the only immediate action you could take here is some kind of hobby that doesn't pertain to your long-term growth and looks like a waste of time. Or it's something that you've been putting off because you think, I'll do that when I'm in the position of freedom. Instead of doing that thing that is the only true immediate opportunity available to you, you are trying to calculate methods of escape that involve like a 2-year process. Or you're starting to consider, should I go back to university? Should I take on this really low paying, shitty job and work my way up the ranks or the hierarchies to get to a position where I'm free from this ice box I'm in? But notice that these are ideas that you would never have had prior to this situation. And it was aligned for you to not have those ideas. And you're starting to think about how you would settle for second best because of the situation you're in. So that would make you responding to the situation rather than holding strong in your core belief that something good could come out of this. And if the clarity is not in front of you, then it's not supposed to be for some annoying reason. And the clarity will come. If the clarity hasn't been coming with the way that you've been trying to adapt to this or trying to figure this out, right? Thinking all day, visualizing scenarios that are subpar, that you're finally like, well, maybe I would settle for this because what I'm in is so bad. If that process isn't working, have you tried completely surrendering to it just for a few weeks and giving into the process that it is pointing towards? That's pretty much what I'm getting about this. To never give up hope on magic. And this isn't an encouragement to sit there and do nothing, but it is an encouragement to move towards the thing that this situation is pointing at, that you're avoiding. Like if you're avoiding just sitting with what is, try doing that instead of planning your escape and just see what happens. Just consider that. That feels like the end of the reading today. I hope it did help in some way. I understand that it's like a bit of a hard pill to swallow. Um, but just sit with it, listen to it again, see if it brings up some kind of truth in your body. Um, but yeah, good luck. Good luck with this. Just know that ice box will melt. Things have to change eventually. They have to. So yeah, good luck. Leave a comment if this resonates with you. Like, subscribe, all the rest. Check out one-to-one readings are in the description box below. And be brave. I'll see you in the next reading.